We are back for our third fight of the evening. We've got Keeler taking on Marc Sestok. Let's take a look at our tail of the tape. We've got Keeler, 29 years of age and even 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds with an amateur MMA record of 0 wins and 0 losses. He's taking on Marc Sestok, 26 years of age, 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds with an unbeaten record of 1 win and 0 losses. Very excited to see this fight. Marc Sestok, a local fighter, coming out of, I believe it's Stout Training as well.
He is a Henzo Gracie guy.
Definitely. Very good grappler. I've had the opportunity to see Sestok fight once before. Very highly hyped fighter, I suppose. Very confident guy.
He was supposed to fight on the card in March, but something happened with his opponent, and it was canceled at the last minute.
Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan.
Luke Keeler from the blue corner, please report to the staging area, inspection area, cage side. Luke Keeler from the blue corner.
There we have it. Dan Bogan calling in Luke Keeler in the blue corner. Luke Keeler, 6 feet tall, 2 inches shorter than his opponent, but I doubt that'll make much of a difference at 185 pounds. Coming out of Ohio, and this is his first fight. And that's something that we don't have a whole lot we can say about it. But as we saw in our first bout of the evening, the fact that it's somebody's first fight really doesn't mean that much. I mean, a lot of guys, everybody has their first fight. We saw Vince Meng have his first fight against a fighter with 3 fights and walked away the victor. So I would love to see an upset here tonight, or at least a very good fight coming out of this guy for his first time.
I mean, every fighter that you've ever heard of, every big-name fighter in any combat sport, at some point they had their first fight.
Absolutely, and I'm sure whoever was commentating or talking about the fight for them probably was saying the same thing we're saying right now. We don't know a lot about the guy. We don't know what he's good at or what he's bad at. I mean, I do know that he's from Ohio, and he got brought all the way out here to Pittsburgh to fight. It's a very good opportunity for him to be in a league such as Gladiators of the Cage.
Yeah, I don't know anything about his team offhand, or what they specialize in.
I hear they do mixed martial arts. That's what I know.
I've heard that they take multiple types of martial arts and then they mix them into a
they blend them
hybrid style that people then use for a sport known as cage fighting.
Absolutely. They teach people to get into a cage and they fight each other for our entertainment and for the glory of themselves.
For fame and profit. Though at this level, there's not a lot of either.
I gotta say, Luke Keeler looks very fit, though. I mean, he's a big guy.
He does.
Tall drink of water at 185 pounds.
It's your job to strike legally, and if you throw a strike,
you can't say he doesn't look like he's ready to fight.
No, definitely. He's got one of those angular faces that make guys look just tough, you know? Dan Bogan calling in the second fighter.
Marc Sestok, red corner.
Marc Sestok coming out to Gangsta's Paradise by Julio. One thing I got to say about Marc Sestok that, not always in these fights do we have a lot of experience watching the guys fight, but I had the opportunity to watch Marc Sestok fight at the Gladiators of the Cage event we had at the Cleveland Hard Rock Casino, and Sestok won a decision. It was a split decision versus a guy named Raleigh Abbott, and I have to say he won the fight utilizing his ground game from the bottom. He has one of the most active guards that I've ever seen out of an amateur fighter at this level.
I have yet to see him fight, but I have seen Raleigh Abbott, the Raging Rabbit, fight.
The Raging something, yeah. Sestok, also important to note, is a professional personal trainer. I believe he's got a degree in personal training or some sort of physiology type thing from the University of Pittsburgh. He lives this lifestyle. I mean, it's not like he's one of those guys that just goes and gets in shape and gets into the cage. I mean, he is always in shape, always working hard. And that says something, I think, as far as the mentality of a guy getting into the cage, the fact that he's always ready.
I think he is. Plus, like I said, he was supposed to fight on the St. Patrick's Day card, and his opponent had some sort of issue that prevented the fight at the last minute. So he trained up for that and was disappointed. So now I think he's really ready to go.
Absolutely. Marc Sestok, as I said, 2 inches taller than his opponent. Both of these guys are really big, very similar builds between the two of them. Sestok's got a slightly better tan and haircut, but I don't think that's going to make much of a difference because if Luke Keeler's been in the gym not tanning, I mean, that means he's been working out.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next event is in the Gladiators of the Cage Amateur Middleweight Division. Going for 3 2-minute rounds. First introducing, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 184 pounds. He stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, 29 years of age, and he's making his amateur debut. He fights out of USA Martial Arts from Toledo, Ohio. It's Luke Lightning Keeler. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 184 pounds. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, 26 years of age, with an undefeated 1-0 amateur record. He fights for Team Henzo Gracie and Stout Training Pittsburgh. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Marc No Chill Sestok. Your referee, Bill Buchholder.
All right, guys. Touch him up. Touch him up. Okay, guys, from the bell
I'm
ring.
excited to see this. I think these guys are going to throw hard, and they are both big, strong, athletic.
Ready, ready. Ready, ready.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, Luke looks very ready. Sestok coming out hard with a lead leg kick to the inside leg of Keeler. A lot of kicks by Sestok early.
Yeah, nice kicks. Good leg kicks there.
Wow.
Keeler coming in with the hands.
Very accurate strikes with Keeler. Sestok shooting from far away.
Shot from way too far out with no setup. I'm surprised he actually got that close with it.
Definitely. A little bit of chain wrestling, though. He could have gone up top, got a hip toss or something like that. But either way, they're here to bang. I mean, Sestok's throwing hard kicks, and Keeler's already connected a good few times with his straight punches.
I think Sestok has some swelling or some damage above his right eye already.
Both fighters pummeling Sestok with Keeler's back on the cage. This is that cage control we always talk about. He's dictating where the fight's happening and the pace right now. But Keeler's landing some good knees from that position, and Keeler's going for the guillotine.
And he is actually under the jaw there.
Wow.
But he can't quite, he's not going to be able to crank it from this angle.
And one of the tough things, the decision the fighter has to make, should Keeler pull guard right here with his back against the fence? If he doesn't get the guillotine and he pulls guard, he could put himself into a really bad situation.
And he doesn't want to tire himself out by cranking his arm out here.
Absolutely. Now, what we could call this in wrestling a lot is just a cement mixer. Kind of pulling the fighter's head down and making him carry some weight, wearing him down. Sestok's going hard for that takedown. Got it.
Little cage grab there by Keeler, but didn't really make a difference.
That's his first fight.
You know, it's hard not to sometimes. You're falling and you just reach out for whatever is there.
Absolutely. Keeler's really putting a lot of effort into this guillotine choke.
I don't think this guillotine has any legs here. There's literally no way he's finishing this.
Yeah, and Sestok knows he just holds on for another second. Round one's in the books. I would be hesitant to give that one to either fighter, as we see often in these early amateur fights. I mean, both guys kind of go for broke.
Honestly, Keeler landed a little better, but I mean, it was very limited.
I gave the other corner just
there's definitely a little bit of damage above the eye of Sestok, but
and you know, I would say with the modern MMA the way it is, and with how intelligent the judges are and how intelligent the viewers of these fights have become, I don't think a takedown such as the one that Sestok did would hold as much weight because of the fact that Keeler was attempting that guillotine choke the whole time. I mean, he had Sestok in danger from the moment that he got him down.
He did, though Sestok was pushing the position and obviously got the takedown. Keeler was attempting a submission the entire time.
Not a big deal.
He made Sestok kind of worry about what he was
okay?
doing for a few seconds there.
Okay, one step back for me, please. One step. Stay back to the right corner. Stay back. Okay, so are you ready?
Round two between Lucas Keeler and Marc Sestok. Wow, Sestok coming in hard. Trying to get a nice clinch, upper body clinch.
Sestok understands he does not want to be necessarily striking here. He just wants to get this to the ground.
Absolutely.
Watch his spine, watch his spine.
Sestok's corner advising him to lock the hands for this double leg takedown. I think he needs to drop his level a little bit more.
Keeler unloading on the back with hammer fist there for a second.
Wow. Beautiful takedown by Sestok. Keeler again with this arm-in guillotine position. Not exactly what I would call a submission, but it is a position. And like I said a minute ago, what he's doing really isn't a submission, but he is making Sestok worry about what he's doing. And Sestok is not free reign right now. He's trying to make sure he does not get choked out. And that's something to be said, you know?
Yeah, it looks here like he actually might be under the jaw, but no, it pops out.
He's out. Coach Mike Wilkins is advising Sestok to pass to side control. 1 minute left in the round.
Yeah, I mean, so far with the takedown, Sestok is clearly in charge of this round.
Absolutely. Sestok taking some labored breaths. Those takedowns aren't easy at this weight. I mean, that's a 185-pound guy he's picking up and slamming down numerous times.
Takedowns are very draining. Exceptionally draining, but once you get on top, you can rest and relax sort of here.
Come on, fighter, I need work on top. Let's go, work on top.
The ref seems to be trying to get them to work a little bit more, but I don't know if there's going to be a stand-up there. So little time left in this round.
Absolutely, 10 seconds left in the second round. I would have to, insofar, give this one to Sestok.
A nice armbar attempt here at the end by Keeler. Nice.
Almost turned it into an omoplata there at the end.
He did.
Hey, I saw another cage grab right there.
Definitely would have to give that one to Sestok the second round, just because of the takedowns and the control.
I would give it to Sestok.
You want to know something I point out pretty much every time we have these fights? Whenever Stout Training Pittsburgh has a fighter in the corner, they always face him away from the opponent and in toward the cage. There are regulations on how many coaches you can have in the cage at one time, but they often don't get as tight about that with the guys that are outside of the cage. So right now he is relaxing, not seeing his opponent. He's getting more coaching than it would be capable of if he were facing the other way.
It's a really simple thing to do, and it's a really good idea.
And they always do it. And they churn out some really good fighters. So, I mean, maybe some other guys should take note.
Yeah, I think that actually that's a really simple thing that can make a huge difference, and it just involves telling the guy, face the other way when you sit down.
100%.
One step back for me, bud. One step back. Fighter, you ready? Are you ready?
Here we go, round three coming right up. Lucas Keeler and Marc Sestok. There's a good chance that these rounds are 1-1 for each fighter at this point. Sestok, beautiful opportunity.
Big kick, but he got caught and taken down immediately.
That's exactly what Sestok needed to happen right there. Keeler jockeying for position, trying to get himself into a guard position, possibly a butterfly in the leg. And Sestok passes to mount.
Unfortunately, with no ground and pound to the head, the mount is not as superior position as it would be in a more advanced MMA rules fight.
Absolutely. That's kind of frustrating. I could totally see that being frustrating for a fighter in this what we call the shin guard division.
Sure, you mounted somebody, and now it should be your time to rain down the blows.
I thought he was going to do
nice
the armbar.
roll. I thought he was coming out with the armbar, but he didn't pull the trigger on it.
That was a really good sweep, though, by Keeler. I mean, just not even really that technical, just an instinctive, strength-based sweep.
And I get the feeling, just looking at him and the way it's working, I think Keeler is very strong.
I would have to 100% agree. I also want to point out, though, like I said, I've seen Sestok fight before, and his guard is pretty nasty. I mean, this is not a bad thing for him right now. He's very active.
Keeler is, I think, a very powerful guy.
Definitely. You can see the way his hips are
Now, he did just throw an illegal head punch there.
Keeler did.
Keeler just threw an illegal head punch. It was a little punch.
No.
Oh, that's tough.
Didn't do a lot of damage. It was a little tap, but he just got carried away.
Okay. I don't know why you're doing that.
But I think at very least he's going to lose his dominant position here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's tough.
Mark.
And the ref's not. I don't think the ref is taking a point here. He's not hurt.
I know. I'm going to call see a doctor. He's losing his doc. I need you to.
Though the ref, I believe, does give you 5 minutes to recover,
and
they're going to have
5 minutes.
And I think they're going to have the doctor look at him.
Well, you're back.
Wow. That's
talk to the doc about it.
That's something.
It's an illegal
huh?
strike. Talk to the
Which
doctor.
honestly, that punch wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little rabbit punch. Yeah.
After any illegal
It was
strike
a
to the
very,
head
very
before we
little
restart,
punch.
Greg,
And it
let's
happens,
check
you know,
fighting.
you have
Off
to
the
put
docket.
yourself into the situation with the fighter. If you were in the cage right there, it's more of an effort to not hit someone in the face than it is to go ahead and hit him in the face. I mean, you have to be consciously thinking about not doing that because this is combat. I mean, this is fighting, and that's what you're naturally going to do.
Sure. The thing is, when you're in there, every fiber of your being is telling you do everything you possibly can to win this fight. And face punching is just a natural inclination that people have when they're fighting. So to try to restrain yourself from that is harder than actually doing it.
I mean, come on, man. It's a punch to the face. Keeler's looking a little freaked out. I would be too. I mean, it's just an honest mistake. It happens. It's interesting to think, you know what I mean? Maybe 2 fights from now, maybe in a couple months, they'll be in a situation where they can get on top in the same position and just start hauling away.
Yeah, just after any legal hits.
They're definitely doing stuff to check to see Sestok's vision.
Was it a poke? I mean, am I off kilter here? Was that an eye poke?
I didn't think so.
I've never seen this in depth, but normally they just go and go, yeah, let's finish.
Oh, man.
Hard to say exactly what is happening here.
No swelling, no blood. It's a little balled up fist with a glove on it. Kind of at a loss for words right now. I'm going to just sit and have a moment of silence for what's happening to this fight.
Have no clue what is happening here.
He's saying he got hit in the eye or something like that. So, Doc, are we good? Good. All right, you're starting standing again. He's losing that position. Okay.
I believe the ophthalmologist consented to allow the fight to continue.
Another 30 seconds. See if they can do it.
Everything you got. This dude is scared to death.
Sestok with a deep shot.
Got in deep. Keeler just got that underhook and reversed it and is now on top.
Full mount for Keeler. Better be careful with those face punches. Wouldn't want anyone to go blind. Round 3 is in the books. That is the fight, folks. We're going to go to a decision between Lucas Keeler and Marc Sestok. Let's have a minute for the judges to decipher what exactly is happening here. What do you think, Mike? What would you predict in this fight?
Well, I think the last round I do give to Keeler because of the reversal.
Definitely.
And then, the end, he got on top from that takedown. The other 2 rounds were very close, and I see this as a split decision, to be honest.
I could definitely see another split decision, which is, a little bit tough for the fighters, but at the same time, it's exactly what we want for the fans here. I mean, what a good fight. Both guys went out there and went for broke. Really good punching and straight punches by Keeler. Great wrestling and takedowns by Sestok. He had a couple of really big slams.
One thing I would say is Keeler has the raw athleticism to go far in this sport.
Let's take a look at our instant replay, Mike, see what we can't figure out about this fight.
Just make sure you brush up. No big deal. I'm at it. That's what amateurs do.
I think we're going to see the head punch here.
Here we see Keeler in the guard of Sestok. Small punch behind the ear. Wasn't exactly hard on the right side of Sestok's back of his head.
I don't understand the vision tests based on that. It hit him nowhere near the eye, and it wasn't that hard.
Well, by any means, both guys got in the cage and fought tonight, and that's more than a lot of us could say at this moment.
Send him out. Come on.
Let's send it over to our ring announcer, Dan Bogan, for the official decision.
Let's hear from both these fighters, ladies and gentlemen. We have a unanimous decision. 2 judges scored it 29-28. One scored it 30-27. For your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, Luke Lightning Keeler.
get you in here. Great fight here. Maybe a little bit of confusion there, exactly what happened. The ref stopped it there for a couple minutes. Was that a headbutt possibly to come across?
No, I accidentally hit him in the head when I hit him on the ground. It was my fault.
Okay. Really good fight. Was that part of your strategy as far as standing up? It looked like Marc wanted to take it to the ground and implement some of those Renzo Gracie jiu-jitsu skills, but you really did a good job of stalemating those efforts and really working a good game plan on your feet also.
Absolutely. I wanted to keep it up the whole time, but you know, he had decent striking, so I had to improvise and did what I had to do.
Great work. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
USA Martial Arts, Brandon and Larry for coming out, all my family, my girlfriend, and that's it.
Great job. Let's give him one big hand for his MMA debut, first victory at Gladiators of the Cage.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Lucas Keeler pulling out the unanimous decision victory. What a good fight. Keeler moving on to a 1-0 record, undefeated as an amateur. Coming up next, we've got Jeremy Sakuda taking on Sean McSherry. But first, a word from our sponsors.
American Pharaoh, our first Triple Crown winner, 37 years.